Welcome to a special episode of Business Beyond the Game. I'm your host, Eric Jackson, and today we're joined by investor, NFL analyst, and Pro Football Hall of Famer, Randy Moss. Randy, how's life treating you?
What's up, Eric? How you doing, my man? What's happening?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Thanks for taking the time to jump on today. Let's dive into it, Randy. So, Randy, you've invested in barbershops, juice bars, other businesses, but now your latest investment into black-owned chicken sandwich chain Chickaboom. So why this, Randy? Why this? Why now?
Well, I think that throughout all the years of me being able to invest in different companies and see how my money was going to move and how it was going to work for me, I just wanted to be able to find my next adventure of the company, the people, the person that shares the same vision as myself. Um, I think that with Brittany, her husband Kurt, and their team being able to start from the ground up, it just shows a sign of the grit and the grind of something you dream of doing. If you really want it, you'll go get it. And that really stood out to me. And then being able to look at how they give back to the communities, being able to try and help better the city of Philadelphia. And, I hear a lot about this city. I hear the pros and cons. And, me being from the country, I have a similar, background of how I grew up. And so for me to be able to come back to the beautiful city of Philadelphia where they love their sports teams. And, I've had my ups and downs in this city. But for me to be able to come back as a entrepreneur, businessman, to be able to be a part of, Chickaboom, black-owned company that I'm a part of, and ready to move throughout the country.
I know, and you're the latest former athlete to open a restaurant inside a sports venue. Shaquille O'Neal did Big Chicken at the Climate Pledge Arena last year. Now you're doing so at Lincoln Financial Field. What's it like to open a business at the same venue you've scored a couple touchdowns? Is it
Well,
full circle? What's that kind of?
it's actually crazy because the Link is actually a new stadium, and I didn't really have a lot of history in there, but for it to be in an NFL stadium, knowing that the people, the fans of 60 to 70,000 screaming fans have access to Chicken Boom. I always tell the people that we're slinging chicken. That's basically what we're doing. So, excuse me. But I also encourage the people. I think for me, for Brittany, myself, and Kurt, I think that the feedback is really what's important. And because we're getting out here in the communities. Our grand opening tomorrow, getting down to the Link, being able to be down in Love Park with the people doing their lunch breaks and stuff like that. So throughout the years of during the midweek, you never know when I'll pop up. I could be at this location. I'll be at the Lincoln. Matter of fact, tonight, Friday night, there's a country concert at the Lincoln Financial Field. I am going to work in the Link at Chickaboom.
That's great, man. That's great. Yeah, and you're not only an investor but brand ambassador for Chickaboom. Alongside founder Brittany, Tolliferreo that you've mentioned. I'm sure you love the product, Randy, but how much is it about just having faith and trust in the company leadership?
Well, I just think that when you look at the grit and the grind that Brittany and her husband started from the bottom of their last couple of dollars to really see the vision, to really see the dream of them being able to have this dream and being able to capitalize off of that dream. And I think that with me and being able to use my leverage, my name and likeness, I think it's that I don't know if they would really have an opportunity to really move forward like that. So I think that just with me
Right.
being able to come back and find a black business, family-oriented business that really shares the same views as myself. Moss family, my wife, Brittany has met my wife. They've shared a few things. So I just think that the family-oriented atmosphere that they put around, that they bring back to the community, and being able to help back. There's different streams of Chickaboom, from the music, the entertainment. But like I said, but at the end of the day, we want to sling chicken. So I think that for us to be able to grow in this short period of time, Brittany and her husband Kurt to grow in this short period of time, and then just by me just using my name and likeness and leverage to be able to be a business owner of Chickaboom, to invest in the company also, and not just invest into a company because excuse me, because it's black owned. I want to invest in the company is because what we're putting out to the people is a good product. And I tell everybody all the time, I love feedback. If what we're doing is what we're doing and what we're putting out to the people is not, to their satisfaction or to their taste, then let us know. There's a comment section on there, but I really do want people's honest feedback on what Chickaboom and what Chickaboom represents. I really do.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, we talk so much about people, right? Like, when you think of your own investment approach, it's just overall, right, Randy? Like, how key are just relationships, versus the product? The product's great, but relationships, right?
Well, I think that at first, as a entrepreneur, the first thing that an entrepreneur wants to say, I want to make money, I want to make money, I want to make money.
Right.
But I think that at the end of the day, when you've made money, it may not be what you expected or your projections, but I really think at the end of the day, it's all about the relationships that you gain, the people, the shoulders that you rub, because I really think that business is business. The business is actually going to grow as long as you're out here helping and making it grow. So I think that me being able to use my leverage, we're in the Lincoln financial field, like I just said earlier. I want to get in. I want to get in 32 NFL cities. I want to know who the person I need to talk to at the head NFL office, and I know it. It's not nothing that we can't do. It's just you have to get in in front of the right people. So I think that sky's the limit for Chickaboom. I like what I see. I love what I taste, and like I said, everybody that has tasted our chicken sandwich, there has not been one thumb down yet.
Hey, no, for sure. I bet it's great. And Randy, we always talk about so much success in business, right? The wins, but we don't really talk too much about the losses. And I'm curious your thoughts on what have you learned just from maybe some investments in your life that didn't quite go the way you wanted them to land, or and do you see any similarities to football and what you can learn from defeat over victory? Is there similarities in that sense?
If there's one thing that I from my own personal experience, I think that we as athletes have this money that we just throw to a company or to a person and just tell them, hey man, here, make it work. I've done that over the last couple of years of throwing money out here, man, making this work. And I think now with being able to team up with Chickaboom, I think now is for the athletes to be more hands-on, to understand what your money's doing, understand where your money's going. And I think that if athletes were a little bit more on top of their money, of finding out what your money is doing for that company, excuse me, I think that it could be a win-win situation. So if there's any advice I can give to any of the athletes out there, it's just more on, just don't throw your money into a company and just expect the company to do what it do. I think for an athlete to be able to leverage their name, be able to leverage their likeness, to be able to be hands-on, I think that's where we are right now going into year 2024. Be a little bit more hands-on in your business, man, and see where that takes you.
I know. Would you say, because I was just going to ask you, that's a perfect segue, Randy, like, what's the best business lesson you've learned over your career, coming, all the way through NFL and, post-career, like, what can you leave us with a nugget, Randy, that,
I think that
lesson that you've
I
learned?
think that with me, that everything that's thrown your way as an athlete is not always the best, because you can have $1 million project that you can invest in that may not even make $1, but there could be a project that you can invest $10,000 to $15,000 in, and then the outcome is unlimited. So I just think for any advice is just more on stop waiting on the big companies and the big market people to come and ask you for an endorsement. There are some companies out there, like I found this Chick-a-Boom. There's companies out there that's waiting, like as we would call it, a diamond in the rough. I found me a diamond in the rough in this Chick-a-Boom. So like I say, just do more of your due diligence, be a little bit more hands-on, and just don't throw your money any and everywhere.
As Marshawn Lynch says, protect your chicken, right? I guess that could be literally and figuratively in this
Yeah,
discussion.
heck yeah, Marshawn, just protect my chicken, yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Business Beyond the Game. Former NFL star, now leader of Randy Moss Enterprises. Thank you, Randy, for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Been a pleasure, Eric. Take care. Have a good one.
Eric, thanks, brother.